My father is forcing me to marry my cousin. It feels like chains around my neck, each word he says tightening, each order he gives suffocating the very life from me. He doesn't care about my thoughts, my desires, my heart. All he sees is a kingdom to be secured, a bloodline to be continued, a throne to be strengthened. He doesn't see me, not the man who's been broken, not the prince who's lost everything for love. He sees a pawn, another piece to move in a game that means nothing more than power. And he wants me to marry her, to tie my fate to hers, to pretend that I don't know what's in my heart. I can't even look at her the way he expects me to. She's nothing like you. I never wanted this cold, calculated marriage meant to cement alliances and ensure peace. She's just another princess, another pawn in this game, another name I have to say yes to. But it's not her I want, and it's never been her. I don't care about alliances. I don't care about treaties. I care about you. And now my father's making me choose between my duty and my soul. And it's killing me slowly. I thought that I could escape it. I thought I could ignore his commands, pretend that my feelings didn't matter, that I could walk away from the throne and live my life on my own terms. But that's the thing about being a prince. You never get to choose. I can't even breathe without his approval. Every decision, every step I take, it's all been mapped out before I even knew how to walk. And now, with her, I can't escape it. She'll wear the crown, she'll be by my side, and I'll be forced to smile while my heart breaks. I'm supposed to love her, to care for her. But how can I, when the only person I've ever loved is out of my reach? You never asked for any of this, did you? You never asked to be caught in the mess of my world. You never asked for the kingdom, the crown, the power. But I dragged you into it, and now I'm trapped. I'm trapped between my father's expectations and the love I can't let go of. How do you marry someone who isn't you? How do I go through the motions with her when your face is all I can see in every room I enter? She will be my duty, she will be my title, but you will always be my heart. I can hear my father's voice ring in my ears even now. Do your duty. Marry her. It's the only way to secure your future. His words are so cold, so calculated. But what about my future? What about my heart, my soul, the parts of me that you touched? What happens when I betray that? He doesn't understand. He can't. He's never been in love. He's never known what it's like to give up everything for someone, to shatter your own heart because the other person holds yours in their hands. She will never know the truth. She will never know how much I've lost, how much I've sacrificed for a love that was never meant to be. She'll never understand the pain of being torn between what you owe and what you feel. My father will never understand either. They don't know that this isn't about power. It's not about securing alliances. It's about you. It always has been, and no matter who I marry, no matter what duty calls me to do, you will always be the one who haunts me, the one I've never truly been able to forget. I'm trapped in a cage of expectations, suffocated by the kingdom's demands. I will marry her, of course. I will smile at the ceremony. I will give my vows. I'll pretend that this is my choice, my future, my life. But deep inside, where it matters, I'll be a prince without a throne, without a crown, without a heart. And you'll be the one I mourn. You'll be the one I will always belong to, even if I can never have you. You know what hurts the most? It's not the thought of standing beside her during the ceremony or hearing the priests chant my name with hers. It's knowing that every vow I make will be a lie. Every smile will be forced, every glance hollow, because while the world will think I've finally become the perfect prince, the dutiful son, the rightful heir. I'll know the truth. I'll know that I buried my heart the day I was told to forget you. They think I'm strong enough to separate love from duty. They have no idea that I already died the moment I said nothing in your defense. You were my rebellion, my one act of defiance against everything royal blood demanded from me. When I was with you, I wasn't a prince. I was human. I could breathe, laugh, touch the world without the weight of gold pressing against my chest. You made me forget the crown, forget the expectations, forget myself. But my father saw that. He saw the weakness in my heart, the softness in my eyes whenever I spoke your name. And that's why he's forcing me now, forcing me to marry my cousin, to remind me that love isn't part of the throne's vocabulary, that I belong to the kingdom, not to myself. Every night, I imagine your voice in my head, whispering the words I'll never hear again. You tell me to fight, wouldn't you? To run away, to choose you over everything. You'd say it with that stubborn fire in your eyes, the one that always made me lose control. But I can't, not this time, because if I run, they'll destroy you. My father won't just take his anger out on me. He'll find you, and he'll make sure you pay for every ounce of weakness you ever pulled from me. That's what he does. He destroys what I love just to prove that he still owns me. There's a ring on the table right now, gold heavy, cold. It was made for me to wear on my wedding day. I looked at it for hours tonight, wondering what kind of curse it carries, a symbol of obedience, of surrender, of everything I swore I'd never become. And yet here I am, on my knees before the very fate I tried to escape. You once told me I'd never survive in a cage. You were right. But now I realize some cages are built from love. That the kind that traps you not because you're weak, but because you care too much to burn the word for one person. Sometimes I wonder what you'd do if you saw me now. Would you hate me for giving in? Would you think I've forgotten you because I'll stand beside another woman I haven't? I never will. But the kingdom needs a prince who obeys, not one who bleeds. And I've learned that obedience isn't just survival. It's punishment. My father calls it duty. I call it damnation. Because every time I close my eyes, I see you instead of her. Every time I hear her name, I hear yours louder. You've ruined me, and I've let you. The night before the wedding, I'll go to the balcony, the one where I used to wait for you. I'll look out over the dark horizon, and I'll pretend you're still somewhere beneath the same sky thinking of me. Maybe you'll feel it. The pull, the ache, the invisible thread that never broke. And for a moment, I'll believe that you still belong to me, that this world hasn't completely taken you away. But when dawn comes, I'll walk into that hall, wear that cursed crown, and seal my own fate with a smile that doesn't reach my eyes. You once told me that love was supposed to set us free. You lied, or maybe I did, when I said I'd never let anything come between us. But you and I, we were never meant for peace. We were born into fire, and now that fire will burn quietly inside me for the rest of my life. I'll marry her, I'll rule the kingdom, I'll do everything my father asks. But in every shadow, in every silent corner of my heart, there will still be you, the ghost I can't escape, the love I wasn't allowed to keep. Sometimes I wonder if this is how fate laughs, by giving me everything except the one thing I truly want. The throne, the crown, the respect, the power, none of it fills the emptiness you left behind. My father believes that by forcing me into this marriage, he's saving me, that he's turning me into the ruler the kingdom deserves. But he doesn't see that he's killing what's left of me. Every order he gives, every command he forces down my throat, feels like another nail in the coffin of who I used to be. You turned me into a man who could feel and now he's turning me back into stone. They keep talking about duty, as if duty can warm a bed or heal a wound. They say bloodlines matter more than hearts, that the kingdom comes before the soul. But tell me, what good is a kingdom if the man who rules it is already dead inside? They think I'll adjust, that I learn to love her, that time will erase you from my veins. But how can it? You're not just a memory, you're a curse that breathes through me. You're the shadow behind my every thought. I could marry 100 princesses and still feel the emptiness where your name used to live. I tried to hate you once. Truly, I did. I thought if I could make myself despise you, everything would be easier. But every time I tried, I only ended up missing you more. The way you looked at me like I was worth something beyond the title. The way you never bowed, never feared, never treated me like a prince. You made me human in a world that worships masks. And now that you're gone, I'm forced to wear every one of those masks again, smiling, bowing, lying, pretending like I'm not collapsing inside. The palace feels colder now. Every hallway whispers your absence. The servants avoid my eyes as if they know something died in me. My cousin, my soon-to-be wife, walks around with the innocence of someone untouched by love. She talks about future banquets and royal duties, and I nod pretending to care. But my thoughts never leave you. Every time she smiles, I see your smirk. Every time she speaks, I hear your voice instead. It's torture, silent, endless, deliberate torture. And maybe I deserve it. Maybe this is my punishment for believing I could love freely in a world that forbids it. I wonder if you'd recognize me now? If you saw me standing there in ceremonial armor, wearing that hollow expression my father calls strength, would you still see the man who once whispered your name like a prayer? Or would you see the prince he's molded me into? Obedient, emotionless, perfectly ruined? Sometimes I think you'd look at me and feel pity. Other times I think you'd smile, that cruel, knowing smile, and say, you chose this. Maybe I did, or maybe I never had a choice to begin with. The crown feels heavier these days, like it knows the betrayal it represents. I used to dream of wearing it proudly, of being worthy of it. Now I dread the moment it touches my head, because I know what it means. It means surrender. It means I've lost not just you, but myself. I used to think love made me weak, but now I see that love was the only thing keeping me strong. Without it, I'm just a puppet in royal silk, bowing to the will of a man who calls himself my father. One day, when this is all over, when the throne is mine and the kingdom kneels, I'll still think of you. Not with anger, not with regret, but with that familiar ache that never really fades. Maybe I'll visit the place where we last met, stand beneath the same sky, and whisper your name into the wind. No one will hear it, no one will know, but I will. And maybe somewhere you will too, because no matter how many crowns I wear, no matter who stands beside me, it will always be you who owns the parts of me no one else can touch. You know what I hate the most about all of this? It's that I can't even be angry at anyone but myself. I had the power to walk away once. I had the chance to choose you over the throne, and I hesitated. I let fear win. I let my father's voice echo louder than my own. And now, every time I look in the mirror, I don't see a prince or a man. I see a coward wrapped in gold. They praise me for my obedience, for my sacrifice, for my loyalty to the kingdom. But deep down, I'll know the truth. I didn't choose honor. I chose the chains. Every morning I wake up before the sun rises, hoping the silence will drown the noise in my head. But it doesn't. You're there, in every thought, in every breath. Sometimes I hear your voice whispering things I know you'd never say. Soft words, cruel ones, all tangled together like the mess I've become. It's maddening, I think of what it would have been like if I defied him, if I had taken your hand and run far enough that no one could find us. But that's the problem with dreams. They don't survive the weight of reality, and mine shattered the moment duty came knocking. They're preparing for the ceremony now. I hear them in the halls, laughing, celebrating, draping the palace in gold and white. It's supposed to symbolize purity, peace, the beginning of a perfect royal union. But I can taste the irony in the air, because inside me there's nothing pure left, just ruin, just the ashes of something that once felt alive. I'll walk down that aisle like a man headed to execution. I'll wear the crown, take her hand, and play the part everyone expects of me. But behind every forced smile will be your name, carved into the back of my teeth like a silent rebellion. Sometimes I wonder if you've forgotten me, if you're living somewhere far away, breathing freely, maybe even laughing again. I hope you are. I hope you found peace in the places I destroyed, but there's a darker part of me, the one I can't silence, that hopes you haven't. That part wants you to remember me the way I remember you, like a wound that never heals. Because as much as I love you, I also want you to hurt for me just a little. It's cruel, I know, but love like ours was never meant to be kind. My father thinks this marriage will fix me. He thinks I'll grow into a king who understands restraint, who learns to bury desire under command. But what he doesn't know is that I've already broken beyond repair. You can't unteach the heart what it's learned. You can't make it forget the one person who made it beat for the first time. I'll do what he asks. Always do. I'll say the vows, I'll play the part. I'll be the prince he wants. But every time he looks at me with pride, I'll be silently cursing him for turning my love into sin. She doesn't deserve this either. My cousin, she's innocent in all this. A stranger wrapped in royal silk, caught in the crossfire of a war she doesn't understand. She'll smile at me, try to be gentle, try to love me, and I'll destroy her with my indifference because I can't love anyone else. My heart is still buried where you left it, bleeding quietly under the ruins of everything we were. Maybe one day she'll see it in my eyes, that I'm somewhere else entirely, with someone who doesn't exist in this world anymore. And when the ceremony ends, when the palace cheers and the crown is placed upon my head, I'll look up just once and imagine you there, watching me from the shadows. Maybe you'll smile that broken smile of yours. Maybe you'll turn away, but I'll know you see it, the punishment, the surrender, the proof that I've become exactly what I swore I never would. A prince without a heart, a king without a soul, a man still hopelessly, irreversibly yours.